Uli nama ke Uli nama ke Uli jauh banyak lebar.
Welcome to everybody who's here for the cinematic communities, decolonizing the big screen. I want to say welcome to Kynan Tegar, who is a young Dayak filmmaker from Indonesia who's achieving quite a lot at this surprising age of 15. I'm curious to hear a little bit about how you discovered your interest in filmmaking, and then we'll get to watch the trailer of the Ladang food security issue, the Iban people, and use of fire or cultural practices. But Tina, can you give us a little bit of how you came into this work as of filmmaking?
Yeah, so good morning to everyone. Well, it's night here, but and I've been making films, I think, ever since I started being homeschooled, which was around 2 or 3 years ago. And I first started because it was my first time getting a camera from my dad. He gave me a camera from his organization and asked me to help document a ritual that was happening. And so, with the limited gear that I had at the time, I made my first film. And actually, it took quite a while because at the time I didn't have like a good computer that can edit it and lots of those kind of problems. But one one day, a friend of ours asked me if I had anything to show because he was running a film festival and wanted to show my film if that's a possibility. And so I I said yes, I have a film, even though it's barely been edited at all, and there's only a month left. But I just did it, and after that, it was the first time it was shown to other people. I felt really nervous first of all, and I guess second is proud because what the film means is to share our story to other people, to communicate what we have to say to other people. And the films that I make are about the cultural practices and the cultural values of our people, the Daya Iban people of Sungai Utik in Kalimantan Island, Borneo Island. And I guess I was also influenced a lot by the people that have come to our village, like the guys from If Not Us Then Who, and and Nanang from Rekam Nusantara, from Indonesia Nature Film Society. They've been coming to our village, Sungai Utik, for a couple of years since then. And when I was accompanying them and helping out, I was really interested in what they were doing. They were carrying around these big cameras, taking pictures, making videos. And I guess that's what triggered my passion, you could say. And made me want to make film, because I thought there were a lot of people from outside, from even other countries, coming to our village to take videos of us, to document us, and to tell our story. And I think that it would be better to tell our story from our own perspective. And yeah, I think that's why. Thank you.
Very good. Yeah, I think it's a story that will be encouraging to others around the world who want to tell their own stories from their own perspective. I think it would be great to get to see the trailer right now, and then we'll get a chance to talk about it.
Kita Buma itu udah ratusan tahun lah dari nenek moyang, kakek nenek kakek moyang. Kita kat Buma itu belajar tentu area keinek kita sudah dari keturunan. Buma itu berarti kita itu ke hidup.
Abang kami si nggak padi Buma itu.
Kami sekeluarga kan pas dia udah nyampe kayak nasi baru, belum beli beras gitu.
Jadi padi kita cukup kan, tak perlu kita minta bantuan dari orang bukan.
Tebas kita, pas udah tebas tuh tanam kita, tunggu kita tanam kita.
Nak sebarang ya, bakal menunggu kan hebat.
Kita nak bakal ladang ni, padi kita ngai tu mau me, ladang kita nak baguam me padi tu mau dia tu nak bakar dulu. Nak mungkin kita beladang tu nak harus nak membakar dulu.
That's fantastic imagery and candid sense of who these people are that we're talking to. I'm curious, when I watch this film, I'm struck by your techniques. The story is great, and your connection to the issue. And I see that you sometimes lock the camera down in a tripod or something, and other times it's free floating. How do you go about making those decisions? Is it in the moment, or are you pre-planning all of that?
Most of my films they're documentaries for sure, because none of it is scripted. Even if it's sort of scripted, it would just be for the interviews. And usually I just go around the village shooting their daily activities while asking them questions, writing down what they're saying, and putting that into the film, because that's what's important to me. And it usually just a spur of the moment is how I decide. So it's not really deciding, I guess. And yeah, I think that's it.
It's a great sense of we get to see, I know for me, the Dayak people and the Iban people, have such a diverse kind of sense of how comfortable they are in front of the camera. And but I think, give them permission to be very natural inside that. Does that take a long time, or did you always kind of have that ability?
I think it's less my ability, more of the people of the village, because as I said before, for many years they've been, I guess, recognized as true indigenous people who still practice their cultural values. And because of that, people come to document their culture, to interview them, to ask them questions about it, and they've just become used to it over time. But also, my approach when filming is definitely to be candid, to be unnoticed, almost sneaking around them, like secretly taking footage. But
I think sometimes you know, for subjects that are used to talking about themselves, sometimes you have to disrupt that to find some little candid moments and things. So I think that I love the way that their faces are so illuminated when they're telling their stories.
Yeah, yeah.
Have you seen any other films, indigenous filmmaking or otherwise, that you feel inspired by that you can share with us?
My main inspiration is from, if not us, then who, and also Rekam Nusantara and Indonesia Nature Film Society, because I I was accompanying them since I was a child, since I was small. Since I think my earliest memories when I was like 7 or 8 years old, seeing them. And when they're finished filming, they would also show the footage to the people and also show films from other places to show that we, because most of their films are about indigenous people, and when they show it in different places throughout the archipelago, throughout the earth, um, it just shows how similar most cultures are, how we still have a lot of the same basic values, such as protecting the forests and how important it is to us, how to manage the forest too, and also to only take how much you need, nothing less and nothing more. And from their films is what inspired me.
World attention should come to these stories. You're on a great journey, and I look forward to hearing and seeing more of your work.